Are you a Black woman dealing with fear, being overwhelmed, being angry, being infuriated, and you're looking for ways to self regulate, to bring yourself back to a place of calm and inner peace? If so, this video is for you. My name is Marissa Price. I'm a Black woman social worker, healer, educator, writer as well. Just sharing tips that have worked for me, knowledge that I have as a social worker with other Black women on our journeys to reclaiming our inner peace, and knowing that we can always turn within to find that oasis, even if we're surrounded by pure chaos, as we see happening in the world. We always have the power to turn inward to find that place of solace, right? And that's really important to know. So, welcome to everyone who's joining. Barbara, hello. Thank you for being here. Yes, please introduce yourselves if you're here live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, please comment below. Let us know you were here. Hey, Mara. Yes, good to see you. Good to see you. Barbara says, thank you for hosting this live. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for this. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. Yes, we got this. Mara, that's all right. We got this. We got this. We can always turn inward. It's kind of the goal of this video, right? To remind ourselves that the power exists within us, right? No matter what's happening outside of us. And I'm going to get to not gaslighting ourselves about what's happening outside of us, because that's real. We can always go inward and have this place of rest, of softness for ourselves. And that's really where the power exists, right? Hey, S. Taylor, good to see you. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Latrice, hello. Just talking to Latrice. Yes. Good to see you here. Yeah, Barbara says I'm devastated. Yeah. So just starting there, if y'all feel comfortable sharing how you're feeling today. As I shared on a post, I woke up feeling, first of all, infuriated, not surprised, but infuriated, overwhelmed, fearful, over it, done with everyone and everything, right? I'm just like, really? This is it? Okay, this is it. So really having to come back to a place of regulating, right? How I'm feeling to be able to do what I had to do throughout the day, right? Pour into myself, even though all of these things that I cannot control outside of me are creating these feelings of anxiety, overwhelm, fear, and rightfully so, right? I can always turn inward to breathe. It's one of the things I'm going to share. That's one of the ways that I regulate myself all the time, because I tend to hold my breath when I get stressed. Let me know if y'all can resonate with this, but the first thing to go when I'm stressed is my breath. So I'll find myself holding my breath, tensing up, right? And this is our bodies like really preparing us for trauma, right? It's a trauma response for our bodies to tense up, hold our breath. So the more that you can become aware of the fact that your body's responding this way and know that you can go a different route by inviting breath in, by again coming back into yourself and being that safe place for yourself, even if the place outside of you is unsafe. That's important to know. Nivansha, hey, yes, hi everyone. I need this today, y'all. It's been a tough week. I'm sorry. So happy to be here. Love your words of wisdom. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry it's been a tough week. I'm sorry. Yeah. This week it's been a lot. It's been a roller coaster. Right? So if you're feeling that same way, know that you're not alone, because so many of us are feeling that way. Yeah. Meg P, Maggie, hello. Hi, watching from work. The fact that I still haven't came in is crazy, but bills. Bills. Yes, I do. And I hate that, right? Because we need time to rest and process what just happened. But bills, but capitalism. Thank you for sharing that with us. Latrice says, I feel like America, died last night. I studied fascism in high school. This is serious. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. It is serious. And that's important to know, like to not gaslight yourself about the feelings that you're experiencing, the emotions that you're experiencing. They're from a real place because of what we see happening, right? But when we start to be like, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, if people around you are maybe not be feeling like the same sense of overwhelm that you're feeling, you may start to question your own feelings. It's really important to self-validate, right? And be like, I am scared because this is scary. I am fearful because this is causing fear, right? To just sit with that. I know that can be helpful to sit with that realization that it's not you making it up. These are valid responses, emotional responses to what we see happening around us. Yeah. Hey, Taijay. Hi, Marissa and Chad. I hope everyone is centering themselves today. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes, center yourselves. Yes. Yeah, and that's one of the things I have on my list. Choose radical self preservation. We can just start there. Radical self preservation. What do you need to be well? How do you center yourself in your own life? Right? Providing yourself the things that you need. In this time of like overwhelm, chaos happening around us, how can you point that arrow back to you? That has been a helpful visual for me, because I'm realizing, like, as a recovering people pleaser, I've had that arrow pointed out to so many other people around me, right? How can I point that arrow back to me? I'm not doing okay today, so I need to rest. I need to take time away. I need to engage in play, right? These things that really allow you to fill yourself up. I think that's so important. So thank you for sharing that. Center yourself. I love that. Yeah. Mara says, I woke up overwhelmed. Yeah. But I felt grateful that I started my exit plan in advance and for community. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. And just realizing that you have agency, right? That you always have agency. That's something that I have to remind myself. Even when things feel like totally out of control, and most things in life are out of your control. But coming back to the things that you do have control of, which is you, right? And how you're operating internally, and how you're allowing your emotions to pass and trust that they're temporary. You have control over that. Mm-hmm. Hey, Kiyoka. Hey, Marissa, I needed this having a tough day in bed. Yeah. Yeah, I stayed in bed for a while today. It just felt like I can't do this. I can't do this today, right? And it's just coming back to, again, the list that I have for myself of activities that promote self-regulation. What can I give myself today to be able to do what I need to do? And sometimes that is laying in bed all day, so that I can pour from this cup, right, as I filled it up. So what does that look like for you? Yeah. And so just going to the list I have, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, to validate your emotions. Again, if something is scary, if you're fearful of it, could it be because it's fearful? Could it be because it's scary? It's eliciting this emotional response out of a very real place. So can you sit with that realization versus judging yourself, criticizing yourself, right? Can you invite in breath? Like I said, like when I'm stressed, the first thing that goes is my breath. So having to constantly tell myself, like check in with myself, am I breathing? Am I breathing right now? Or am I holding my breath? A lot of the times the answer is I'm holding my breath. So in those moments, it's having self-compassion, grace. This is a response that I learned early on that has been ingrained in my brain. This is a neural pathway. When I'm stressed, I've learned to go within, right, to hold my breath. Now I can unlearn that because I realize it causes me headaches. It causes my anxiety to get even worse. So now I'm going to go a different route, and now I'm going to invite breath in, right? The moments I realize that I'm holding my breath, and this is where awareness comes into play, you have the power to self-regulate. I'm actually going to breathe. I'm actually going to take 3 deep breaths here, which I'm going to invite us to do right now if you're able to. Just take 3 deep breaths, right? And I feel more centered, and I feel more grounded. Again, simple, effective ways to self-regulate. This does not have to be fancy. It can be as simple as breathing, because a lot of us are not breathing during the day because of the environments that we operate in, right? Having to constantly be in survival mode. Our bodies respond to the stress, by tensing, by not inviting oxygen in, right, as a method of self-preservation. We got to change what self-preservation means. We have to breathe. We have to invite in joy, right? These things are not negotiable. In order for this life journey to be sustainable for us, again, pointing the arrow back to us, we have to be the center of our lives. There's no other way around it. So yes. Barbara says, I'm angry. Me too. And moving forward, Black woman, we need to look out for ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. That resonated. Yeah, I'm so angry, y'all. I'm so angry. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Meg says, I'm not at all surprised by this outcome, but I might have held a grain-sized amount of hope. But clearly, this is who most of America is. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. And I feel the same way. It's like that little bit of hope that I had, like maybe. No. Okay. It's the same thing I've seen for decades, right? That has really intensified in the past, 10 years, 8 years. Feels like time has just like flown by, but yeah, I feel that. And thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. I'm shocked with current events, but also not really. I'm desensitized. Ooh, yeah. So take a breath there because I feel that. Right? With so much going on, again, with so much chaos surrounding us, a lot of us, and I'll speak for myself, right, have dissociated as a way to survive. And so, how can you begin to reclaim your humanity, your feelings, by allowing yourself to feel, by voicing how you feel to yourself, even through journaling, through voice noting, right? It doesn't have to be something that you share with other people if you're not ready. But how can you at least tell yourself how you feel and allow yourself to sit with that and trust that it's temporary, as emotions are, right? One of the things I have on my list for self-regulation, even envisioning your emotions as words coming and going, right? Trusting that they'll be here for a minute and then they'll leave and a new emotion will come. And this has been a helpful visual for me. If I'm feeling scared, stressed, anxious, I'll just visualize the word anxious, right? Floating. I'm like, this is what I'm experiencing now. And then watch it float away as I come to peace, right? By again turning within, inviting breath in. One of the things I have on my list, nature. Nature is a great way to self-regulate when you're surrounded by chaos. Literally sitting in the grass, putting your feet in the grass and looking at a tree, right? If you're able to. That's one of the ways that has really helped me regulate my anxiety, self-regulate, right? Something about trees, and I love trees. We've been through this, right? But their ability to just withstand and be rooted in the earth, and just seeing that and actually modeling my behavior off of that, that does something. So nature can help you self-regulate. Inviting in joy and play, right? What brings you joy in the midst of all this chaos? Can you tap back into the things that make you smile? Can you watch a cartoon, right? Can you play with Play-Doh? I have my Play-Doh here. The things that you used to do as a child. That's really where a lot of our joy comes from, right? Where we knew before all of this conditioning, all this messaging, we knew what made us happy. We did it. So can you return to those activities when you feel yourself not being regulated, or feeling anxious, or feeling overwhelmed, bringing yourself back to center, knowing that you have agency to invite these things in, and that you're always in control of you. Just sitting with that. Thank you for the hearts, Mara. Yeah. TJ, hello, TJ. Not surprised, but disappointed, yes. Thank God I have my own business and work from home, because today is not a day for me to be around people. I feel that. Yeah, thanks for this live. You're welcome. You're welcome, yeah. I was feeling that same way. Yeah, I still am. Just angry. And And when you're feeling this way, it really helps to be in community with other people who are feeling this way. Because some of us can go to the point of internalizing, right? Being like, something's wrong with me, right? Especially if you're in a workplace where people are not upset. They're fine. It's business as usual. We're like, well, okay, maybe something's wrong with me. No, it's not. You're having a valid emotional response to what you see happening around you. And the more of us who can validate that for you so that you don't feel like you're losing your mind, it's real. Because a lot of us are feeling the same way. Yeah. Oh, Kiyoka, what are all those sticky notes? Yes, so this is inspiration from Alicia Renice. I was in her community, The Garden. But it's all the things that I'm manifesting, calling into being, things I'm working on, affirmations for myself. So thank you for asking that. Yes. I have a group of friends who are jumping double dutch later on this evening. I'm resting for now. We'll be joining later on some fun. I love that. See, that just brought me joy just reading that. Thank you, Mara. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes. Yeah. So how can you invite in joy, right? And just taking a break, y'all. I love bubbles, right? And realizing this is like utter chaos around us, but you have control over inviting in activities that bring you joy, always, right? Turn your attention to the things that you can control and that you like to do. And that for me, one of those is bubbles. So yes. Okay. Nine to Find says, cried all day at work. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sending you virtual hugs. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. And for those of us who have to go again into the workplace, which I talk a lot about on my channel, right? That's another level of trauma that you have to endure, right? That you have to grapple with and find different ways to self-regulate when people around you are not even acknowledging what just happened. And some people might be like overjoyed. So that's another level of trauma that you're being exposed to. And I'm sorry. Yeah. And hopefully this discussion will help alleviate a little bit of that. But yeah, sending you virtual hugs. Maya Spikes, hey, hi everyone. I hope everyone is doing okay enough. How I describe mixed feelings and facing bad news. I love that. Okay enough. Yeah. Yeah, because that's how I feel, right? I'm okay enough. Right? Enough. Yeah. Thank you, Maya. Yeah. Yeah. And thank y'all because this is giving me permission to cry because I haven't cried yet. So thank y'all. Right? The first emotion I experienced was anger. And so working through that, I'll eventually get to the emotion of sadness, right? Which will bring on the tears. I already feel them in my eyeballs. So thank you for saying this. Yeah. It gives us permission. Rabia, yes. Rabia, yes. Hello. Always good to see you here. Kyoka says they want to keep us disconnected from our bodies. 100%. 100%. So you're actually resisting oppression the more that you can come back into how you feel and sit with it and tell yourself, I'm human. I have human emotions, and I'm not going to be your robot that performs for you today. Okay? Because this is upsetting. This is overwhelming. This is scary. And I have every right to feel the way that I'm feeling. Saluna Day, hello. I burned my cape today completely. They give zero fucks about Black women, and I'm so angry. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah. And I'm angry too. Yeah. Yeah. Mary says, yep, if it's not about Black women and children, I don't give a damn. Let them fall apart. This is not our fight. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Maya says, I feel like I'm moving in and out of the different stages of grief. Mm-hmm. That's profound. Yeah. Grief, right? Because a lot of us have had, this is like a cycle, right? This is a continuous cycle of getting our hopes up, telling us to do the groundwork, get people mobilized, right? And then it's like, dang, again? And there's a level of grief to that. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Maya. Sade, hey. Sending love to all of you and sending that love right back to you. Thank you for being here. Yes, yes. They better stay overjoyed over there because over there, yes. Yes. Yeah. Life is good. Welcome. Yes, the cathartic moments we go through and watching your, oh, wow, your lives and videos, Marissa, graceful. Thank you. Stay blessed. Oh, thank you so much for that feedback. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And yeah, it feels cathartic for me too to host these, right? Especially as an introvert, which y'all know, this is not my natural thing to do, but it feels like a release, right? And it feels like I'm honoring my gifts when I do this. So I appreciate that feedback. Saying good hello. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, Latrice. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I don't know if I want to share them on YouTube, but yes. Yep. The people who let us down, right? Once again, it's like coming to that radical acceptance that a lot of people are not on our side. There's a level of grief to that too. And sadness, being overwhelmed, despair, right? All of these things. Yeah. Barbara says, I love being in community with Black women. It's been helping me process everything. Me too. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that's a safe space. Yes, that's what I created this channel for. A safe space for us to process, share what we're going through, heal together. So thank you for that. Yes, I do have a membership, Zane. Thank you. Self-promotion. Yes, I do have a YouTube membership that I secretly launched. I haven't done like an official launch, but yes. I think you can join on the homepage membership tab if you'd like to support the channel that way. I appreciate you saying that, asking that. Yes. So joy, play, right? Nature, breath, literally breathing. That can be a simple, effective way to self-regulate. When you find yourself in the midst of chaos, know that, oh, there's chaos around me, but I don't have to be chaotic internally. That was freeing to me, right? Having grown up in chaotic environments, kind of internalizing that for so long, and then coming to the point of realization, I don't have to be my own spot of chaos. I can be my own source of peace, tranquility. Anything that I want to create internally, I have the power to create, and I'm doing it. So it's just telling yourself that in those moments of I'm feeling anxious, right? I'm not feeling grounded, but I have the power to ground myself. I have the power to recognize that I'm feeling anxious, remove myself from this environment, invite something else in that calms me, right? Tapping into your agency when you notice these things pop up. Grounding techniques, one that I like, 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. So this is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique that has really helped me. When you're feeling yourself kind of floating away, right? Which is how anxiety makes me feel a lot. Let me know if you can resonate with this. Like I feel like I'm outside of my body when I'm feeling really anxious. How can you ground yourself in that moment using something like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? 5 things I can see, 4 things I can touch, 3 things I can hear, 2 things I can smell, 1 thing I can taste. Now all of a sudden I'm back in my body. And re-embodiment is really the goal. Because again, oppression likes us to be outside of our bodies, not even in tune with what's happening internally, focused completely externally. We take our humanity back, we take our power back when we point the arrow back to ourselves. Ground yourself in your body, in the present moment, and realize that you can be your own internal oasis. It's possible. Even if you've never seen any examples of this, because that's something I've also had to learn, no one modeled this for me. This is something I've had to learn over time, change my behaviors as I have become aware of those behaviors, swap them in for ones that I actually want. So you have the power to do that too. Yeah. Hey, Sweet Tooth Marie, good to see you. Good to see you here. I want those inner thoughts. Yeah. It's possible, right? And I think one of the ways to get there is to just be aware of the thoughts that you're having currently, right? Even listing them out, again, voice noting, just to bring your awareness to, oh, you know, when I'm like watching this or when I'm like taking this in, this makes me feel this way, right? About myself. And how can I swap this out for a thought that actually like uplifts me, affirms me, tells myself that I have the ability to be human, right? Although the messaging around me is I have to be a robot. I have to be out of touch with how I feel. I have to just keep going with the flow. No, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm overwhelmed, and I need to give myself space to feel what I'm feeling. Because attention really comes when we try to suppress, deny what we're feeling. Because those emotions have a place, right? They're there for a reason. And so just telling yourself that as they pop up, this is temporary, but I'm feeling like really angry right now. Right? Validating how you feel. A simple way to self-regulate when you're surrounded by chaos, as we see. I grow hollyhocks on my blocks, on any blocks. First of all, this name. Yes. I've been checking in on the Black women that are in my collective vibration and community and doing feeling wellness checks with them. It helps, but we all feel wonky. Yeah. Community care. Right? Community care. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Right? Are you angry? Because I'm angry too. Validating each other's emotions. I love this. Thank you so much for sharing this. Hey, Kiki B. Yes, my sisters. Yeah, just wanted to pop in and say I love y'all. Yes, we love y'all too. Thank you, Marissa, for creating the space of this moment in her story. Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing this. Yeah, thank y'all so much always for being in the chat, for commenting, sharing your experiences, because that helps me, right, on my healing journey, and it collectively helps us heal, to be able to see that other people are navigating the same things. Yeah. Ooh. I can be my own source of peace. Wow. Instead of looking for it externally and being in a constant cycle of disappointment. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. And that realization has been just life-changing for me, right? You can be your own source of peace. Again, even if you didn't see it modeled, even if no one around you was demonstrating this behavior to you, as an adult, you can now be your own source of peace. You have the power to create the voices that are going on internally. So if you notice one that is self-critical, right, that's trying to suppress your emotions that you're feeling, swap it out for one that validates how you're feeling. And you have the power to do that. It has been so healing. Yeah, I'm glad that was helpful. There is healing in solitude. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So if you need time alone to process what you're feeling, to sit with yourself, please take that when you can. Right? Even if it's like a few minutes to process, just be like, I need a minute. Right? Take some breaths. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Internal source of peace is a new thought and is mind blowing. Thank you. Is it? Okay, y'all. Okay, this is giving me a video idea. Thank you. Because that has just been so healing to me, right? Realizing that no matter what is happening externally, I always have the power to turn within. Always. Always. So I'm glad that was helpful. Calm is here always, Marissa. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for this feedback. Zane says, facts, one of my current managers would love for me to be a robot. I feel like she's trying to construct my personal autonomy, like she's trying to break me in or something weird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And can I just say that feeling is correct? That feeling is correct. There is a push, right, to make us into more like robots. I even had this thought the other day, like our humanity frustrates people in the workplace. When we need time off, we need time to grieve, right? It's like this response is like, why would you need that? I'm a human being. That's why. I'm not a robot. But there is this constant push to strip us of our autonomy, right? With the roots in enslavement. That's where these concepts, ideas come from. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. Yes. Let's see, back to my list. Knowing that you can change your inner voice, right? You always have the power to change your inner voice. Again, if you're noticing it, and this is where awareness comes into play. Am I being self-critical? Am I suppressing my own emotions? Do I want to go a different way? The answer is yes. Swapping that in with another voice, right? Knowing that you have the power to design your internal voice. Is it going to be humorous? Mine is humorous. I'll be like, girl, you feeling like very angry today? Yes, I am. I am. Is it humorous? Right? Is it gentle? And a lot of these things are the things that we needed when we were growing up that we didn't have. Someone to just sit there and be like, honor how we're feeling. Now you can become that voice to yourself. And there's so much power in that, right? Ways to self-regulate. Slowing down intentionally. One of the ways that I've self-regulated is literally by moving my body more slowly. Because in the very fast-paced world that I came from, right, I was moving my body quicker than felt good to me. I was frenzied. And literally having to bring my awareness to the fact that I don't have to be like that. Right? Even if you're in an environment that like demands this of you, you have the power over how fast that you move. Right? Over the movements that you make. Can you slow down as you're walking? As you're noticing the earth? As you're breathing? Can you intentionally slow down to self-regulate? Because this pace that we are told to move at is not a human pace. Again, it's a robot pace. So just sitting with that realization, right? Reclaiming your humanity by moving more slowly and intentionally. Bringing your awareness to what you're consuming. We see like so much fear, right, in the media, social media. Can you place limits on this to not have your attention go to the things that create anxiety? Can you change your feed? Can you watch different things? Can you read different things? If you're noticing yourself become dysregulated, right? And knowing that these algorithms are literally programmed to feed us things that create feelings of anxiety, fear. And so can you place limits to that? Can you place intentional barriers to that and reprogram or step away, take time away if you need it, again, to self-regulate. Oh, thank you, Maya. Thank you. VP Harris expected to speak soon. Thank you for this. You need to avoid her speech or wait to watch it later. It's okay. I appreciate this. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna wrap up this list. But yeah. Tense and release has been a great way to self-regulate. If you notice tension in your body, so one of the ways, like, I will tense up my muscles and then release them in the areas that I'm feeling tension. So if I'm feeling tension in my shoulders, I'll purposely do this, right? And then release. So tense and release is a great way to self-regulate too, when you feel yourself going down the road of having tension, right, in different areas of your body. To release it, again, with the power that you have inside you internally. Doing a walking meditation, right? Some of us are kind of adverse to meditation because sitting and doing nothing feels so foreign for a lot of us. Raising my hand here. It can be difficult to get to that point. Know that you don't have to meditate just by sitting there in silence and doing nothing. You can walk, right? Your meditation can be active to regulate your emotions, right? Gently bringing yourself back to the present moment. Some of us, like, our fears of what's going to happen 6 months, a year from now, can just be overwhelming. Remind yourself you're not at that place right now. You're in the present moment. Can you bring yourself back to the present? Right? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm here. I'm breathing. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the grounding technique. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. Bring yourself back to the present. If you notice your thoughts going all the way a year, 5 years, 10 years ahead, you're not there. You're here. So bringing your awareness back to that. Don't gaslight yourself as a way to self-regulate, right? Tell yourself the truth. Again, I'm angry because this is maddening, what we're experiencing. I'm scared because this is scary. Refraining from gaslighting yourself. There's a lot of pressure to engage in self-gaslighting so that we don't have the emotions come up that need to come up. Can you resist that by not gaslighting yourself, right? By telling yourself what's actually happening, by sitting with the truth. That can be a helpful way to self-regulate. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Critic Chronicles. Good to see you here. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Maya says, thanks, Marissa, for giving us a space to express and cope. You're welcome, Maya. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate this. Yeah, thank you. Yes, body awareness. Again, operating in survival mode. A lot of us are not even aware of how our bodies are reacting to stress, anxiety, right? XYZ. Can you bring your awareness back to the fact that when I'm in this environment, when I'm watching this, when I'm consuming this media, I feel anxious, I feel tense. And so the next time I'm actually going to take a different way. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to engage in this because I know how it makes me feel. I know the sensations that are happening in my body and I don't want those. Again, your agency. And so I'm going to take a different way and actually watch something that brings me joy. Engage in activities that alleviate stress rather than add to it. Know that I have agency at every point along this life journey. I always have agency. Always. So yes, y'all. I think that was my list for today. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, know that you can self-regulate. If you feel yourself floating off, not feeling grounded, feeling anxious, sad, terrified, overwhelmed, these are all emotions that the external environment is creating. So avoiding criticizing yourself for feeling this way, right? For feeling like you have to suppress your natural emotions. No, these are like valid emotional responses to what we're seeing. And just allowing yourself to feel as a way to reclaim your humanity, take back your power, realize your agency, right? And I'll just go through the list again. Allow yourself to feel, invite in breath, sit in nature, invite in joy and play, engage in grounding techniques like the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique that I shared. Remind yourself of your agency. Don't internalize what you're feeling, externalize it. This environment is creating these feelings, and so of course I feel angry. How could I not feel angry? How could I not feel sad? How could I not feel scared? That can be helpful. Realizing that your peace can always be accessed within, changing your inner voice to one that you want, to one that supports you, uplifts you, affirms you, slowing down intentionally, bringing your awareness to what you're consuming, envisioning your emotions as words coming and going, right? Right now I'm angry, but I was happy a second ago. I'm excited now. Now I'm kind of scared. And just allowing yourself to experience the full spectrum of human emotions, again, to reclaim your humanity from these systems that tell us that we're not human. It's normal to feel what you're feeling. Engaging in a walking meditation, right? Engage in tense and release if you feel tension, areas of tension in your body. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Refrain from gaslighting yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Engaging in body awareness. How is your body feeling in different environments at different moments of the day when you consume different things? Right? And most of all, choose radical self-preservation. Pointing the arrow back to you. You have to be the center of your life for your life to be sustainable. And by engaging in simple, effective ways to self-regulate, even if you're surrounded by chaos, that can be a reality, right? But you have to center yourself. That's something I'm learning too, that I was not taught. But it's really a non-negotiable. You have to be the center of your life. And so I hope this was helpful, y'all. Yes. And I am taking some time off during the month of November, but I do have a membership if you would like to join. Thank you, Zane, for prompting me to say that. Yeah, I would love if you're watching the replay to comment below how you're feeling so we can all collectively breathe, realize we're not alone in what we're feeling. And again, the external environment is creating these emotions within us, and they're valid emotions. So just starting there as a way to self-regulate, I think can be helpful. So on that note, let's say thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna watch Kamala's speech. But yes, I appreciate y'all so much, as always. You're welcome, Latrice. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Sweet Tooth Marie says, normalizing how I feel is crucial to me. Yes, my emotions are telling me something. Ignoring or suppressing them won't help me. Thank you for this. Yes. Yep. My emotions are telling me something. Ignoring or suppressing them won't help me. This is crucial. This is crucial. Yeah. Because again, the society, this oppressive society we live in tells us to suppress how we're feeling, to question, to doubt how we know that we're feeling, how our bodies respond to what we're experiencing. And so the more that you can validate that for yourself, you take your power back. Right? No longer are you going to ignore or suppress your own feelings. No longer are you going to gaslight how you feel. You're validating yourself. And when it comes from within, it's permanent. So this is so helpful. Thank you. You're welcome, Barbara. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Zane. Yes. Thank you. Love the space and love this conversation. Yes. Nahanda, good to see you. Yes. Thank you for the space. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I don't see it, but I may have to join on my desktop. Okay. Thank you for this, y'all. I appreciate it. And thank you, Maya, for letting us know. On that note, I wish y'all rest, the expression of all the emotions that you're experiencing, and just know that you can rely on yourself. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, like I said, I am going to take some time off during the month of November. But until I see y'all again, bye, y'all. Thank you.